Hey folks, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review for the Adam Sandler Marathon. And this time we have The Longest Yard. Now, this is a remake of the Burt Reynolds original, which I haven't seen all the way through. And even that was a long time ago. But this is a PG-13 comedy. Much more comedy than seriousness. Although there are serious moments. Some of them honestly out of left field, in my opinion. This is a decent film, but I would say for me, it's a decent film only because of the cast. And yeah, some nice bits of football sequences in the third act. It's directed by Peter Siegel, who had directed Adam Sandler in Anger Management, and I believe he's the same guy who directed Tommy Boy. Yep, with Chris Farley. He also did 51st Dates, Naked Gun 33 and the Third, Nutty Professor 2, Get Smart from 2008, and Grudge Match. But pretty much Adam Sandler, he's this football guy, quarterback, who's been accused of shaving points, but he says he's innocent. Then he's having a fight with Courtney Cox, who has a small role in this. And Adam Sandler gets pissed, goes on a drunken joyride, wrecks a lot of shit, and gets a couple of years in jail. And when he gets in jail, he meets up with the warden, played by James Cromwell, from Babe, among many other flicks. And James Cromwell's like, I want you to help my guards, the football team. Adam Sandler doesn't want to. They put him in the hot box. He says, okay. And then he says, well, you know what, maybe have some type of game to prep them. Maybe have a game with the guards. And James Cromwell was like, wow, what a wonderful idea. How about you get some inmates and then you don't play against the guards? And Adam Sandler meets a lot of people to try to get them to play on the guards, teach them, and then the last, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes is the game. Now, the cast, you have Adam Sandler as the quarterback, Paul Crewe. You have Chris Rock, which was nice to see him in here, having back and forth sequences with Adam Sandler. He plays a guy named Caretaker who can get you things, and it's pretty much the first guy to really befriend Adam Sandler in jail and help him out. Nelly, he's in the flick. He's really good on his feet, running back. Michael Irvin from the Dallas Cowboys. He joins the team as a wide receiver. Burt Reynolds decides to coach the team because he's had football practice. And it's not just a cameo. It's nice that Burt Reynolds has a decent supporting role. I'm a fan of Burt Reynolds. I like him quite a bit. Other people you have Terry Crews, who's Cheeseburger Eddie. I got the shades that'll make you quake. And he's always got cheeseburgers in his pocket because he can get you McDonald's. And Terry Crews is just a really fun type of guy. He's been in a lot of stuff. He was in one of the Friday movies. He was in White Chicks. He's in a small role in Click with Adam Sandler. The Expendables movies. Many others. He was in Deadpool 2. Nick Turturro, he's in this for a little bit. You got Bill Goldberg from WCW. Stone Cold Steve Austin is one of the guards. Bill Goldberg is one of the inmates. The other inmates, you have this guy named Dalip. Also, he's the Great Khali in WWF, or WWE, who's this big, humongous motherfucker. Bob Sapp, who is in the UFC, he's in this. Tracy Morgan as one of the cheerleaders. Joey Diaz, who's a comedian, he's there as one of the inmates. You have this guy, David Patrick Kelly from 48 Hours, and he was in John Wick, he was in Commando. He's a guy who's a sneaky motherfucker who's really working with the guards. And even on the guards team, you got Brian Bosworth, the Boz himself. I love Stone Cold from the 90s. And speaking of Stone Cold, you got Stone Cold Steve Austin as one of the guards. You got Kevin Nash. And Kevin Nash is fun because he gets like this, someone switches his pills so he doesn't know it, but he's taking stuff, bring up his estrogen, so he begins to get more feminine, which sounds like a groaner, but I thought Kevin Nash actually pulled it off. It was pretty decently funny. Yeah, I mean, you have quite a few people. Of course, you do have Rob Schneider. He has a role in this. Ed Lauder, he was in the original Longest Yard. He has a small role in this. So that's what I mean. Is the cast really works well. I mean, it's cool to see Sandler and Chris Rock and Burt Reynolds, and then there's Goldberg, and then there's Stone Cold Steve Austin with Kevin Nash, and there's the Boz, and a really good cast. I think goes a long way with this film. Sorry for stuttering there. And the film did well when it came out in 2005. It made 158 million in the US and Canada and 190 million worldwide. It was the highest grossing film produced by MTV Films. I guess it was surpassed by Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, which I didn't know that movie made money. Maybe overseas it did. But this one was definitely a bigger hit in the US. Now, I'm trying to think like certain moments that really made me laugh out loud. It wasn't a ton of them. Like some of the stuff Bob Sapp, because Bob Sapp, he's like a big guy, but he kind of acts like a kid at heart. And gets mad at Great Khali for breaking his nose. And, oh, you look like a young Michael Jackson. I like little Michael. So his performance was fun. Like I said, Kevin Nash, as he's sort of changing his performance, he was a bit fun. Oh yeah, William Fichtner is in here. I'm not a big William Fichtner guy, but he did fine in this role, I will admit. And again, there's some chuckles and laughs, some of the reactions Adam Sandler has, like when he's talking to the Great Khali, and Great Khali yells at him, and Adam Sandler goes, I gotta take a piss, and just leaves. Some of the stuff Chris Rock said, he's a lot of fun. One thing that I will admit bothers me about the movie is this is, a PG-13, goofy Adam Sandler comedy. I mean, you even have, like I said, Rob Schneider at the end going, "You can do it," like in Waterboy. So you have that in it. But at the same time, you have this very serious, depressing note about Chris Rock's character, where David Patrick Kelly fucks with Adam Sandler's room trying to get Adam Sandler, but then Chris Rock is there to give him a gift, and he turns on his radio, and Chris Rock bursts into flames. David Patrick Kelly slammed the door shut so they couldn't get to it, and Chris Rock dies. And I thought that was really shitty to do. I don't think you needed to kill off Chris Rock's character. Yeah, I know it's a spoiler, but this is a 2005 film. It's not like it came out this year, or 2 days, or 2 months, or 2 years ago. I did not like that, killing off Chris Rock's character. I don't really see the need for it. Yeah, maybe it would give him more motivation to go up against the guards, but then you don't really get a satisfying comeuppance of that. I mean, it's not like, oh, James Cromwell had something to do with it, and he's going to get arrested, and he's going to be kicked out. Or just a throwaway line that David Patrick Kelly's going to be taken care of by, I think, like Bob Sapp's character. But it's like a throwaway line. So you don't really get a good comeuppance on the villain. And it's just really dour, depressing, and it's like, this movie has Tracy Morgan trying to be a cheerleader, and Kevin Nash did more estrogen. Did you really need to kill off Chris Rock in this pretty dark moment in this? And I understand, like, you kill off Happy Gilmore, Carl Weathers' character, but this seemed like it was done more in a comedic light because of the it was done much more in a weird way in tone and its goofiness. And then when you see, him in heaven waving, Like, this was not that way. It was done for serious effect. And it's like, I don't know, it just rubbed me the wrong way. And, I didn't think the film was fine. I don't think Adam Sandler has his moments, but he plays it pretty much straight throughout the flick. And maybe that's what you needed. But I don't know, I guess sometimes it didn't seem as if, should it be just a serious football movie, or is it trying to be a goofy comedy where a guy's throwing cheeseburgers out of his pants? And I'm not sure if the tone was the best, even keeled, if you know what I mean. To go from giving cheeseburgers everywhere to Chris Rock dying to Kevin Nash going hey to then the end when James Cromwell wants William Fichtner to shoot Adam Sandler, thinking he's going to leave, and the suspense. Oh, he's going to shoot him in the back, but then it's Adam Sandler getting the football. And that's what I mean. It's like it's going for really goofy to then really serious to really goofy to really serious, and I don't think it was as balanced as it could have been. But saying all that, not liking that Chris Rock died, his character, it's still fun to watch for the football sequences. They were well handled. I would still put like Any Given Sunday or The Replacements. Like for a football comedy, I would say I like The Replacements more than this. The Replacements, I thought that's a film that the tone meshed better. Like the tone wasn't so this; it was more even. And between the two, I think The Replacements is a funnier football comedy. I think it made me laugh a bit more than this. So, like football movies, I would put Any Given Sunday and The Replacements over this. But with everything I said, I still think this is a decent flick for this cast. I think they work well together. It was cool to see these guys all in the same movie. I mean, they have Goldberg, Kevin Nash, and Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Brian Bosworth in the same movie. It's pretty cool. And then, like I said, then you add in Terry Crews. You got these three guys: Sandler, Chris Rock, Burt Reynolds. Even people like David Patrick Kelly being in there. That was a nice touch. Yeah, some nice pieces of music. I remember one is AC/DC's "If You Want Blood, You Got It." That's in there. Boom, did out the boom. POD song. Ready to Rock. So nice songs on the soundtrack. Football scenes were handled. They were not confusing. They were not disorienting. They were handled fairly well in the action pieces. Um, it didn't feel too long of a movie. I mean, it's under 2 hours. And I thought the pacing was fine. And I think if you like football movies or Adam Sandler, this is one of the decent ones. It would not be in my top 10 favorite Adam Sandler movies, but this is not a bad film at all. This is a decent flick. So those are just my thoughts on it. Thanks for watching. Take care, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.